So I'd mentioned to a customer a little while back that these Ford 4.0s have different intakes on them, no matter if they're the same year or not. This is a 2006. It was manufactured 08 of 05. It has an EGR valve. This one's EGR valve is on the driver's side. Other ones that are 2006 manufactured at the end of 2000 or at the beginning of 2006, actual 2006, and some 2005s, they're on the passenger side at the back. And then the idle air control valve is not mounted here. It's mounted back here on the side. The intake is fairly similar, but there is still differences. One in particular, the throttle body on some of the Ford 4.0s face towards the driver's side. This one faces towards the passenger side. The throttle cable comes in from the driver's side. So what I'm doing on this is, it doesn't start. It has a slap as he's turning it over, which I'm not going to try to turn this over and show that, simply because I have about half of the sensors unplugged already. The first thing that the next thing that I'm going to be working on is getting the intake off. And of course those bolts are not 10 millimeter. And they're Torx. And it looks like it's a T30 Torx, so we'll set the 10 millimeter down. Hopefully it doesn't go walking away like most 10 millimeters do. And just see if I have a T30 out already. Excuse the mess. I've been running around like a madman trying to do different things and haven't had a chance to clean up. This one is a 27. We'll see if it'll fit. I'm not entirely sure what size this is. You can see, maybe zoom out here just a little bit with my hand, the bolt, and there you are, you sneaky. T27 works. Anyways, there's a bolt where that extension goes down. There is a hole in the top section, a round hole through the middle of the intake, and it goes into the bolt in the bottom. There is a bolt in the front here and here, and then the opposing side's going to be slightly offset, but there's 3 over there as well. So I'm going to grab the quarter drive without busting the front window out. It doesn't want to come loose. Quarter drive electric ratchet. Oh, she is tight. It's tight for a quarter drive anyways. If I had this same socket for my 3/8 electric ratchet, it would come right out. Sounds like pulling a wood screw out. I'm not even going to try to hammer on that one. Just break it loose slowly. Milwaukee M12. Doesn't really do very well. Anyways, before I get started on this side, I'd like to say what I did over here so far. Disconnected the electrical connector that connects to the top of the intake. I've taken the throttle cable off. You can see it here. It goes back through this hole. This would be where your cruise control goes. You can squeeze these by fingers if you have man hands. If you do not, you're not going to be able to get it off. Take a flathead screwdriver, push down the top, push in the bottom, slide it out. But first, open your throttle wide open by hand. Disconnect the bullet from the very end of it. Unplug your throttle position sensor. Unplug your idler control valve. Take your 10mm bolts out for the EGR valve. If you wanted to block it off, now would be a perfect time. This is a horrible design for an EGR. It uses very minimal exhaust gas to be able to recirculate. Just throw the whole system away and make it run good without it. You won't have an engine light if you do the bypass properly. On this side there is a 7mm screw here that holds a vacuum tree in place. Take the 7mm screw out, and it looks like so. I put mine over in the air box over here on the passenger side, just so I know where to find it later. Next is going to be these Torx screws on the passenger side. Number one. And just so y'all know, I can't see this. Y'all are seeing exactly what I'm seeing. So let's go to 1x zoom. Turn the flash right on. Nailed it. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure where the other one is because I can't see very well over here. I'm not exactly the tallest person in the world. Is that it? I almost want to say that's it down in there in the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's it. Jeebus Christoph. If it's not it, I'll be tightening a bolt up here in just a little bit. And so there's one bolt, if that's it. There's a bolt down in there. I know that's it. There's a bolt there. I know that's it. I don't think there's a bolt on the back side. At least I can't see it if there is one. I believe I might have missed a bolt. Yes, I did. The one at the back. There is one in the back, and you can see it now that the lines are out of the way, maybe. Come on, focus. You got a half a second glimpse of it. There, why are you playing with my emotions? Anyway, this is back here on the back side of the intake. Getting to it's going to be a different issue all in itself. There's a wiring harness in the way. Come on. Looks like that wiring harness is going to have to come loose, which means it also has to come loose from here. That's a 10mm, that's a 10mm, or an 11mm. As soon as you have to go taking the computer apart, something usually goes wrong. Here's to hoping for nothing going wrong. Yeah, of course that's not going to work. Not a 10. So they're going to be an 11 or a 12. I have an 11, but I don't know where my 12 went. Yeah, it's an 11. Yeah, it's good. Sorry. Put that right there by where it's supposed to go. That one looks like it might be an 11 as well. I'll take this out of there just so I don't go bending pins. I smell fire. Get over there, you. Alright, here we go again. Wrong side of the wire, Brad. Pretty sure I'm right on it now. Small movements. There we are, we're locked in now. Oh. 1 second. Alright, I got her out. It's a little bit tighter than I anticipated. So we'll set the main harness plug over there without y'all getting sick, hopefully. Zoom back out. We disconnected the vacuum line that goes to the brake booster. Try to get her tucked away over here so to come out with the rest of the intake. It seems I have another connector. That one's loose. That's loose. Ho ho! The intake is loose. Except for right here. What an aggravating design. Ouch! Got my fingy stuck. Don't get your fingy caught right there because it does that. Alright, it smells like old gas. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh no, I'm dropping things. Uh-oh, I can't get my big fingers down in there. Magnet. He needs my lighter. Let's just go on ahead and get one of them out. Grab a flathead. Come from the top side here. You know, they designed it to come out, but yet it was a poor design. All of this should be malleable. It should come out. I don't want to pry too much and end up breaking something. I may end up just taking those off. Put that back on there. I don't think it's necessary to come off of that. Okay, 1 second. I need to use both hands. I have since found my problem. Well, it's not going to let me turn my flashlight on because my battery's almost dead. So there's another screw. Where my screwdriver go? It'll be my pointer. Up under here. Completely opposite side from that. So you'd come through underneath here with an extension and a 7mm to be able to take it loose. 1 second while I get that out. Alright, just got it out. A little bit of wiggle and it comes right loose. Get that wiring harness back out of the way. It likes to come back to its home. Let's put it over here, tuck it away out of the way somewhere. Maybe, if it'll stay. Try not to arc anything on the battery. Although I do love some Sparky. Maybe I can get that out. Hopefully it's not a stainless or an aluminum bolt. Good. I did drop the bolt down in there. So, as I said, this pulls right out with a little bit of wiggle. The intake ought to come up and out. I may have to use 2 hands for this, so give me just a second. Okay, so I did miss a couple things, so I'll go over that before I actually pull the intake out. There is 4 bolts on this side, and there is 4 bolts on that side. So based off what I'm seeing here, there is a bolt in the front, 1 bolt there, 1 bolt there, and 1 bolt in the back. You can't see it up under the hose there. On the driver's side, there's a bolt there. Oh, wait. There. There's a bolt there. There's a bolt there. And then there's one in the back, in the same place as the other one. That should be everything on this intake loose now, finally, hopefully. I'll come back and let you know if I come into something else. But I do need 2 hands to get this off because I have to hold this out of the way long enough for me to lift the intake up, and then lift the intake up as one piece and still hold this piece here out of the way. Be right back. Well, that was much easier than I expected, but man alive at all of the rust. I also smell fuel, and I didn't disconnect the fuel lines. It smells like old, nasty, rotten fuel. So I want to talk to this guy when he comes over. He's supposed to be over here in a few minutes to pick up some things out of his vehicle. But I'm going to take the fuel rails out. And I want to see if he wants to do the fuel injectors while it's out. The fuel rail does have to come out in order to gain access to this left side bank. Those look like maybe 7/16 or an 11mm. Nope, those are 10mm. Yes. It does good to have magnetic sockets, that way you don't lose anything, but the socket can get lost and then stuck to wherever is still. So if it's a 10mm, here's to hoping that it doesn't get lost for your sake. I'm going to keep tearing this down. I want to end the video here because he could be here any moment now, and I want him to look and see what all is going on. Plus I'm about to have to go inside. So thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated with another video.